Hey, good evening, guys. And Makote here, bringing you my new comic book day polls and mini non-spoiler review video. Um, it's about 2 days after the new comics came out, so again a little bit late. Sorry about that. Been a busy week at work, and today I was at the doctor for a while. Anyways. Without further ado, let me show off some of the comics I picked up and read today and tell you a little bit about it. Alright, first up we have some Marvel comics. The first one I have here is Web of the Black Widow. This was a book, volume 2. Really good book. I really like where the story is going. It's well paced. It gives you a different view on Natasha Romanoff's ideology of being the Black Widow. She works on trying to find some information in here, gets interrupted by the Winter Soldier, and there's some stranger watching him from afar. Good read, don't want to spoil much of it, but what I can tell you is this is not during the like the MCU timeline. She had actually died in a few comics quite a few ago, so this is like a clone of her running around. But yeah, it was a good read. Recommend picking this one up. Alright, next we have Gwenpool Strikes Back, number 3. Basically, Gwenpool is a superhero superfan, so she likes all the heroes and she wants to be one. And I think it's a mini-series, so the writer is like communicating their thoughts through the book, through Gwenpool. And basically Gwenpool is, in this book, invites all the mainline Marvel superheroes to have like a battle royale of sorts. It doesn't go as planned, but it was a good read if you're into some fourth wall breaking and that type of stuff. Definitely recommend the Gwenpool series, really good. I recommend this one. Alright, next up are all my DC comics, and I'm a big DC Comics guy. I like the darker atmospheric comics and more do-or-die type villains. So here I have Year of the Villain, Doom Rising, Batman Detective Comics number 1013. Basically in this book, Mr. Freeze is proceeding with his plans to resurrect his wife, Nora. And those that know Mr. Freeze, his wife Nora suffered from a terminal illness, and that really pushed Victor Freeze to a breaking point, and he became Mr. Freeze during one of his experiments. And he's collected all these different women with various features like his wife, to try to resurrect her through some sort of DNA sampling or whatnot. So it's up to Batman to stop Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze remained one step ahead of him, so Batman has to figure out how to find Mr. Freeze and how to bring back the women that were kidnapped for Mr. Freeze's experiments. Really good book, do recommend it. The Batman Detective Comics are not the same storyline as Tom King's Batman. This is a different timeline. This is the one where a lot of Batman movies are based off of, and it's the longest running DC series. Good book. Do recommend to pick it up. And I wanted to, before I put it down, there is something that I wanted to show you guys. A really awesome piece of artwork in here, if I can find it. Oh, you know what? It's not this one. This one doesn't have that really awesome 2-page spread. So we'll get to that book. Alright, next up we have Wonder Woman number 80, and here I have the variant cover. Basically in this book, they kind of revisit everything that's happening, and Cheetah wants to get back to Themyscira to take her rightful place amongst gods and the Amazons. But Wonder Woman has said, it's like, no, Cheetah, your world is this one. And Cheetah does not take take kindly to that. So they fight, and there's a major betrayal in this book. Not going to say what it is, but you would have to have read the previous two Wonder Womans to understand what that betrayal is. A good book, do recommend. And it's also part of Year of the Villain, Doom Rising. Alright. Next up is Joelle Jones' Catwoman number 16. In this book, Catwoman, we pick up where Catwoman was defeated by Raina Cryle for hiding something. So Catwoman is hasn't used her gift yet from Lex Luthor. She actually was one of the villains selected for Lex Luthor's gift in the offer. Don't mind me, that's just my cat. Apologize for any background noise. We finally see what that gift was, and I'm still confused to what it was. So hopefully we'll find out and figure out which side Catwoman wants to be on. Does she want to be a villain, or a hero, or a tragic hero? I don't know, but we'll find out soon enough, hopefully. But good read. Next up is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy number 2. Here I have the Poison Ivy variant. There's a Harley Quinn variant, and there's the Type A standard cover. So this is volume 2. In the first volume, Poison Ivy was not doing so hot. So she has a new body, which is kind of what you see on the cover, and she can't really control it. So they go visit an old villain friend of theirs to see if they can help fix her. And it picks up where the plant monsters were attacking Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. And to understand a lot of the story, you do have to read Heroes in Crisis all of them, pretty much. Luckily, you can get a collected edition now in hardcover. I do have a video on my channel that goes over Heroes in Crisis. I'll put that link down below in the description. Good read. I'm really interested to see where this book goes, where this miniseries goes. So we'll find out. Next up, we have a DC Black Label book. This is Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity. In this, I think we take a trip back to Dr. Harleen Quinzel's past, where she was a profiler for a lot of cold cases that the GCPD cannot fix, and she's there to help them. So this book is very, very descriptive. It's Black Label for a reason, because it is very descriptive. But what's really nice how they do this is, I'll show you a couple covers. They do black and white for current day, and then for like previous memories. Let's see here. Find a non-spoiler page in here. And they do color for previous memories. So it's pretty cool how they do that. So basically Harley Quinn is helping out the GCPD with profiling criminals, helping them with various cold cases, etc., etc. As disturbing as this book was, I think I will continue reading it, because I'm interested to see where this story goes and how it might tie in with the other oversized three-issue series for Harley and Quinn. Harley. We'll find out. Good read. Alright, for all of y'all anime fans, Rooster Teeth fans, and others out there, Ruby Volume 1 is now in physical comic form. I do believe this actually takes place through various pieces of the Ruby series from Rooster Teeth. and there's kind of like some backstory in these, and just going over some of the stuff that we know, but giving more detail, getting their thoughts, and seeing what happened that wasn't actually in the show. This is actually my runner-up for the week for pick of the week. So this was a really good read. I liked it. Great artwork. Great history. If someone picked up this book and hasn't watched Ruby on Rooster Teeth and YouTube, they would not be lost, because they do go through and they kind of explain some very important plot points on what's going on. So, really good read. Do recommend it. Alright, and for my pick of the week that my local comic shop put in my pull list, because I mentioned that I was interested in reading it, is The Batman's Grave. This was an amazing book. Great read, great pacing, great alternate story to how Batman kind of consumes Bruce Wayne's life, and how Bruce Wayne tolerates his life, his mistakes he's made, how Batman has helped him through all that, and Alfred being Alfred, it's like every time you come back, a little bit of Bruce Wayne has died, and a little bit more of Batman has grown. Good read, and this actually has a really good piece of artwork in. He's called to investigate a murder, and while he's investigating, he has kind of like an epiphany, and it's pretty good. I don't want to spoil it, but if you want, I can do an overview of this book, a spoiler review of just this book alone. We'll go through a lot of the pages and whatnot. I can do that, and then I also have 7 days in my box that I need to do a separate video on. But before I end today's video, I just want to show you this really, really cool page spread. Is that not amazing? I would want a poster of that. I would buy a poster of that. Really cool artwork, great views of the skyline, love it. So, pick of the week for me. Anyways, guys, that's it for my new comic book day picks and mini reviews. I hope you enjoyed it, and shout out to my local comic shop, Comic Logic and Artwork. Great people over there, always helpful. And basically, guys, that's all I have for you with this comic book week. I look forward to next week when we get some more comic books and we go further and we spend more money at the local comic book shop. So thank you, guys, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see some more, give it a subscribe, and if you want to be first, hit that bell notification. Thank you, guys, and you guys have a good night and a good weekend. Have a good night. Bye-bye.